Hi, I'm Ada Warzoła, and today with me is Łukasz Potrzebka, Head of Solutions at ID Dev. Thank you, Łukasz, for joining me here. And we'll be talking about efficient management of the knowledge inside the companies. So if you could please tell me, what is a knowledge management hub and why is it crucial for digital workplaces?
Well, it all starts when we are thinking about why we are doing this, why we are trying to provide digital workplace in the first place. So one of the goals everyone is trying to achieve is to share information and share crucial data with their employees in order for them to perform better, to complete their tasks in a more efficient way. And this is why it's very important to plan this ahead and think where this knowledge will be stored and how to organize your digital workplace so people know where to look for this crucial information.
So how does the knowledge hub streamline the information that you have inside a company? Because I believe like each company, each department has its own ways and flows.
Yeah, that's true. And the very important thing is that it's not only about planning things, it's not only about our goodwill to share information, but we need to meet the requirements of two groups, right? So the people who are providing information, providing knowledge, should provide information that will be consumed by people that require it in order to complete their day-to-day jobs. So if we have a place that is known by those two groups, right? This information providers, let's call them that way, and the information consumers, it will make the process more efficient, right? So people, when they think of where do I share my experiences, where do I put those things, they will put those things in a place where the other employees will look for them. So this process will be faster and more bulletproof.
Okay, so about that bulletproof point, because I have some experience that when I look through the management base, there's loads of information that is old, irrelevant, and no longer applicable. So how do you ensure that the information that is being stored in the hub is relevant and also high quality?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I could answer with another question, which is not considered polite, but think of how did you provide feedback about those things to the people that put this information there? Because providing feedback and consuming it is the first step of ensuring the quality of a knowledge base. Of course, we can have automated mechanisms, for example, to ask you to update the information or to look whether it is outdated or not. But the first step would be to react to what people are actually saying. What do they require? What's their opinion about this article, this document? If they can share their feedback, their thoughts about it to the content author. And those mechanisms, those feedback mechanisms are crucial for a well-functioning knowledge base.
Right, and I would ask them for feedback because as far as I remember, there was no feedback question being asked, and I just got mad and went on to look in other places.
Of course, we can dig deeper. The easier providing feedback is, the more likely people are actually going to provide it. So that's also very important.
Sure. So what strategies can be used to balance, the variety of topics that are happening? How can you make sure that it's not just all in one pot and, you have a mix of something, but it's hard to search?
Yes, so the first and very important thing is to provide some sort of a structure or tags to your knowledge base. Of course, in today's world, when you have AI mechanisms, you can somehow overcome that and also gather information from your knowledge base regardless tags and categories, but still providing some sort of a structure will help you organize the knowledge in the first place. And as we said about feedback about the articles and information that are already there, there is also very important to gather feedback about things that are possibly missing from your knowledge base.
Right.
If you have a process in place when people can require you to provide some additional information, some articles, some documents, you could actually meet the requirements of people, and the content providing team will be able to provide the content that is relevant and needed by the knowledge base readers.
You mentioned AI a few times, so I must ask, what are the benefits and maybe use cases of AI in Knowledge Management Hub?
Well, first of all, AI mechanisms allow you to build a knowledge base that, of course, can be structured, but not necessarily. You can have you can search through unstructured information and provide valuable information to your employees. Imagine a folder which is flat, an empty folder, and you put all documents there. And if you ask your colleague to search for an information within that folder, it will take ages for him
It's
or
my
her.
download file.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. So it will take ages for the person to find the information. But AI is much faster than an ordinary employee in terms of searching and browsing through information. So if you ask an AI to look for a specific piece of information, it will respond to you, you know, in a matter of seconds, and you will get your information. So first, AI can help you in browsing and searching through unstructured set of data. Also, the data that were not initially included into your database. So
Okay.
you can actually discover what you have within your digital workplace. Maybe some people organize the team or some sort of a workspace and put some crucial information there. You can also be notified about that. You can also discover this information, of course, if access definitions allows you to do that. So this is the first let's call it a functionality or benefit you have thanks to the AI usage. The second one would be to automate the processes, right? So we love structured or well-defined knowledge bases, so we can actually find the information ourselves. But sometimes, well, we have a lot of tasks to do.
And logic gets lost.
Yeah, and it would be easier for us to ask someone about something, especially if we know that this particular person knows it. So this is something we could also achieve using an AI. So we can have a virtual assistant in place that will tirelessly, effortlessly, and 24/7 answer the same questions or any questions that our colleagues or employees might have.
With a smiling emoji.
Yeah, yeah. So quick access to information using virtual assistants is the second very important scenario where we can use an AI. And third, last but not least, it combines those two in some way, is the integration of knowledge from different places. So you can use an AI to browse through your documents, articles, calendars, and everything, just to provide the information you need in the exact moment you need it.
That sounds really, really interesting to me, especially. So how does this new enhanced also AI knowledge hub helps in the decision-making process in businesses? Because, you know, we used to have days to make some decisions. Right now, we might have seconds or minutes. How does it help?
Yeah, so the first question would be what's the good decision-making process is. So for me, it consists of two factors. The first one would be to have the information I need in order to make the decision. So the decision-making process has to be made on information. And the second one would be to make the decision fast. And it may be somehow, you know, shocking for some people, but for me, it's better to make a bad decision fast and then correct it also quickly than to think about something very long and, you know, making the only and right decision after a very long period of time, because in this second option we could, you know, the decision won't matter, right? Because the moment passed and we didn't undertake an action.
Yep.
So using an AI can help us in those both both factors. So first of all, it will gather the information we need using those integrations I mentioned, or discovering information within our digital workplace, and by providing us an interface and assistant that will provide this information quickly, we can also make the decision faster. So AI will enhance both the information scope and the time scope of our decision-making process.
Great. So when I think of information hub, I think of a knowledge worker, people that usually work with a computer. So is it possible, or how is it accessible to deskless people, the frontline workers?
Well, it's not a shocking information to anyone that nowadays everyone has a smartphone.
Yes, that's true.
Not necessarily a company one, but if we provide a mobile interface or responsive interface for our frontline workers or deskless workers to use, that is both secure and user-friendly, we can actually let them benefit from those things that we mentioned, and they can also have access to the information they need, and they can also access this information fast. So if each of the systems or modules we are developing nowadays has to be responsive, has to be mobile first, or at least the mobile
Friendly.
Yeah, mobile friendly, and the mobile perspective has to be put in place, and this is how we can achieve those requirements.
You mentioned, I believe, crazy important point: security. How do businesses secure their business knowledge hubs?
Yeah, so we have also think about the threats in place, because the age of AI is here, and the AI can discover the information. The AI also, which is very good, respects all possible access definitions and governance and compliance rules we have in place. But since it's a machine, it will use this access definitions very strictly. So if someone can access an information, he or she will be able to access this piece of information, and it will be discovered. So good access definitions and all governance should be put in place, but also our data has to be compliant with those rules. So if we, for example, say that there is a level of information that should not be shared with individuals or specific groups, this is something we need to enforce, because otherwise the information can be overshared. This is a new term, oversharing.
Yeah.
And it can actually cause some not pleasant situations.
Right. So last question from my side. How can a knowledge hub be customized to fit different industries? Because I believe there might be some important differences between like the companies that are operating, like production, like services.
Yes. So first of all, we need to think of those different industries in terms of people that are working in those companies. So because all those systems, I wouldn't say we need to deploy them to a specific industry. We need to deploy them to a specific roles, to specific personas, right? So if you have frontline workers, for example, that are working in a workshop or in a warehouse, we need to think about them. We need to tailor the scenarios for them. We need to share the information so they can use it. We need to provide the information so they can use it. So answering the question, first, we would need to create some sort of a vision or an architecture of this knowledge management hub, so it fits its purpose, it's the industry, the company we're going to deploy it to. And the second very important part is to think of this tags or categories in a way that that those industries are organizing their business. So we will have a different database for a pharmacy industry, different database for professional services, and a different categories for the finance companies, right? So if we have this information architecture adjusted to the specific industry or scenario, as well as the actors and personas we are going to deliver this solution to. I think that's the way to do it.
Thanks so much, Łukasz, for joining me today and sharing your knowledge. And thanks to you for watching us. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them. I'll definitely consult Łukasz on taking those on. And if you like our conversation, please like and subscribe the channel.
Thank you very much. Thank you.